how do I compete in a competitive market like I'm in when they have hundreds of websites where you can. Hey, this is Ola coming to you live from myEmpirePRO Studios. On this video, I have a question that I want to answer. All right, so let's dive into it. Hey, I'm a newbie in the game, and I was wondering, how do I compete in a competitive market like I'm in when they have hundreds of websites where you can go on, put your information in, and get a cash offer? If you're motivated right, then as a newbie, it seems like it will be very, very hard to get a deal if they have that online. So is there a better strategy to compete with big time investors? All right. So in my last 3 videos, I talked about competing with big time investors, competing with the gurus, I call it. But just understand one thing. Let me give you a quick tip on that. Let me just say that the way you compete with big time guru investors is knowing that you should invest more time than they do, because they don't have time. Usually they don't have time. Busy people, just that's something they struggle with. They don't have time. You probably have time. If you have time to type this much of a thesis on a comment on video on YouTube, and you're not necessarily on Facebook, and you're not necessarily driving traffic back to some content hub, then you definitely have time. Okay, so you can use that time because you just created a piece of content that can become marketing. By doing this, okay, because you're helping me, because I'm answering questions right now. But back to your question, I want to read the quote answer that I have. Then I'm going to go back to your question and try to cover every detail I can cover about that, because this question is coming from a place of fear, and the number one tool that the devil uses to kill your game is fear. You know, that's the number one tool. That I don't know if you believe in the devil, whatever devil means to you, whatever the voice in your left ear is telling you you're not going to win in this game, whatever you call that person, the number one tool that they use is fear. Okay, so and this thesis of his or hers is filled with fear. Okay, and being bold, confidence is going to be a very useful tool for you to win in this game. All right, and we're going to talk about that in a second here. Okay, because honestly, 80% of this game is mindset. Okay, and that may sound kumbaya and sound cliche, but yeah, it's because it's true. Okay, you hear it over and over again. It's because it's true. Okay, if it keeps ringing in my ear that I keep saying it over and over again, it's because it's true. It's because I live it. It's because it's basically part of who I am. That's helped me create the results I've created in over 10 years, over 12 years. Okay, so this is a quote that I have for is: a prospect can only look at one website at a time. Isn't that the truth? So if you open, even if you open multiple tabs on your browser, aren't you looking at one at a time anyway? Okay, so that's that right there. There are more than enough prospects to go around if you just market consistently. Oh yeah, let me keep reading. Most people don't market. Yeah, most people are not marketing. Most people are busy trolling on the internet, and finding every excuses under the sun why they're not succeeding. They manufacture some, they find some, and the truth, what I always tell people about excuses is that there's unlimited excuses, and every excuses, in my opinion, are legitimate. Okay, they're real, and I will never argue with a person on what they find seemingly a legitimate excuse. I will never argue that, because your excuse is legitimate to you. If it's legitimate to you, it is legitimate to me. However, all excuses do one thing: they stop you, slow you down from reaching your goals. So something to note. So most people don't market. If they do, they are not consistent. Just market consistently and you will win the game Okay, it's a marathon. It's not how fast you get there. That's another video that I did on how soon can you get your first deal. I got mine in 1 year. Anything less than a year is a plus. Okay. But if you are always worried about all these different things that's in this post that I'm about to dissect, then you will struggle. Okay. So the question say, hey, I'm a newbie in the game. Newbie in the game doesn't mean anything to me. It just means you are well alive, another person with an ability, with a God-given complex functioning brain. Okay, that means you can put 1 plus 1 together and it just makes sense that it's 2. And I can say, hey, what about 2 times 2? And it's you times another 2. You're like, oh, that's 8. And I say 2 raised to power 5, and you understand that there's something called exponential curve there, right? You can understand why 2 times 5 is not the same thing as 2 times 5, right? You can understand why 2 plus 5 is not the same thing as 2 times 5. 2 plus 5 is 7. 2 times 5 is 10. You can understand the difference between linear incremental, like waiting for $2 incremental on your salary every year, and being able to give yourself that raise for every time you invest in yourself. Right? Being able to give yourself that raise every deal, every next deal you close, you get smarter, and you're able to extract a lot more revenue, not only from creating that result, but from building a brand of a person that generates results. That's one of the things with people that don't understand when I tell people you need to get to result as fast as you can, because every time you create result, you're building a brand of a successful person, and everybody want to work with success. Everybody's attracted to success. So it's not just about the money you make, it's about the money you make becoming a worker for you, becoming an agent for you to bring in even more money. That's exponential growth. And it comes in all type of dimensions, like multi-dimensional. It's not 2, it's not 3, it's multi-dimensional. When we talk about the growth you get from becoming a successful entrepreneur, from becoming a successful content creator that everyone can watch, even when you're sleeping. When you knock on door, you can only knock on one at a time, right? When you're driving for dollars, you can only be one person at a time. But when you understand modern age marketing, you start thinking linearly, you start thinking exponentially. Topic for another day. But let's keep going here. So you're a newbie doesn't mean anything to me. It just means you have a well-functioning brain. Just sometimes better than the gurus, because the gurus have an idea of what worked and what worked for them, and they're usually stuck and it's usually too late before they advance in their strategy. But you're fresh. You don't have any bad strategies to unlearn, right? So that's why being a newbie is not a bad thing. It's actually a good place to be in any game in the technology-driven age, okay? And I was wondering, how do I compete in the competitive market? So competitive market is not a bad thing. That's number one. It means something is selling. It means somebody is selling something. It means somebody is being able to sell the offer, right? So somebody's able to make money. That's what it means to have a competitive market. So the way you just said it here is like it's something negative. I'm like, oh, thanks. We have a competitive market. Great. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. There's a ton of real estate wholesalers coming into the game, thanks to the gurus and all the hotel meetings and hotel events and stuff like that. There's a ton of them coming into the game every day, and there's nothing wrong with that, but the market will adjust, the market will correct. And if you're not positioned for how the market is going to correct, then you will lose, when they have hundreds of websites. So competitive market in terms, I think it's talking about motivated sellers have hundreds of websites. No, motivated sellers have hundreds of letters coming to their mailbox. They don't have hundreds of websites coming on their computer screen. See? Boom. That's how you win in the game. Okay? If somebody is teaching you that driving for dollars, which is basically lead you down to cold calling people. Motivated sellers have tons of people calling them. If you call for sale by owner people, you will see that they've received multiple calls on that same day before you call them. And yes, you're right, there's competition in that area, right? But there's only one place where there's no competition, and that's the one you mentioned here. Websites. People can only open one website at any point in time. They can open multiple tabs, but they can only see one. And your marketing piece, Facebook or any type of PPC will only show your ad to one person will only show one ad to a browser at a time, a person looking at a computer screen. Okay, could they see multiple in that same day? Yes. So again, it really doesn't matter. Competition is not a big deal. It's not an issue. It really comes down to how consistent are you, because the competition, I guarantee you, are not going to be as consistent as I'll teach you. Okay, right? They're not going to be as consistent. So for example, on this channel, if you make sure you subscribe to this channel, I release a video at least 3 to 5 times a week, and that's consistency. Okay, my competition are not going to be that consistent. And that's a game that you're going to have to beat me at, being consistent. Like, you could beat me at everything else. You could have a lot more money in marketing than I do at any point in time. But you cannot beat me at consistency. It's the same thing when you say you cannot beat me at work ethics. You're going to have to beat me at work ethics. Go listen to anybody that's successful. They will tell you it's their work ethics. It's their consistency. And that's the one game that nobody else can beat them at. You could beat them at IT, at technology, at any. But consistency on whatever they have chosen to jump on as a strategy, you're not going to beat them at that. And that's really where you want your mindset to start going to. So competition, as long as you... only competition and consistency is all I would ever be scared of. Okay? All right, so let's keep going. When they have hundreds of websites where they can put their information and get cash offer, that's not true. That's not true. That's fear. Okay? People don't have tons of websites where they can put information. No, they don't. If they go Googling, yes. Okay? But if you are using our strategies, people will be attracted to what they're attracted to. The question is that most people that's asking this kind of question don't even have a presence in the marketplace. Do you have presence there? Have you set up your website? Okay, if you set up your website, are you marketing and you're driving traffic to that website? Or you're waiting for traffic to fall out of the skies? These are the questions that need to be answered before I can tell you if competition is going to kill you. Yes, competition will kill you if you're not driving real humans, real traffic to your website. Okay, yes, competition will kill you. But if you're doing that, then it's nothing to worry about. There's more than enough. There's more than enough space in the sky for all the birds to fly and not touch each other. You ever heard that saying before? Okay, it's a Yoruba proverb, sorry. All right, so let's keep going here. Motivated right, then I say get a cash offer. If you're motivated right, then as a newbie, it seems like it will be very hard. Well, success is hard. Right? No, success is not easy, of course, but it's simple. And it's as simple as your consistency. And it needs to be hard. Because think about it. There's about, 1,000, 2,000 new wholesalers come in the game. Some of them are watching YouTube games and they want to join. Some of them are paying $40,000 to the gurus, right? And they all come into the game every day, right? And if it's not hard, everyone will be winning. If everyone is winning, that's not really a business anymore. Unfortunately, it's not. Okay, that's the reality. Most people will lose. Okay, but every single, including you, have a choice of not becoming a loser. But most people will choose to lose because they will not be consistent. That's why. Okay. Yes, this video is about mindset. Okay, everything is about mindset. It's 80% mindset. If your mindset is not right, you're gonna win. You're gonna lose. In applying, you're not even gonna get to the skill set. Okay, everything is 20% skill set, is 80% mindset, because the mindset drives the skill set. It drives you to getting the right skill set. Okay, all right. So it seemed like it would be very hard to get a deal. It'd be very hard. Again, fear is talking here, right? Hard to get a deal if they have that online. So is there a better strategy to compete with big time investors? Yes, there's a better strategy. Stop complaining, stop exercising fear, and become more consistent than you are already. If you're already consistent, chances are you're not the one complaining right now. If there is a small chance you could still be complaining, just wait. Keep being consistent until you get your first deal. The ultimatum is your first or your next deal. Does that make sense? The ultimatum is your first or your next deal. Okay, so be consistent. Position yourself for consistency. Be consistent and position yourself for consistency, and just wait. How do you wait? Create more content, publish more articles, publish more videos, help everyone else in the marketplace. Come up, find problems that people are having, find solutions, read some books, and provide that solution in the form of videos, articles, and keep yourself busy until you close your first and your next deal. And that's how you stay in the game. That's what the gurus do. That's what they do. I mean, look at they publish books. They do, right? Yeah, exactly. They do articles. Yes, they do, exactly, right? They're always in the mode of solving problems, even when it seems like nobody is calling for my marketing. Okay, so keep working. Okay, keep working. But to keep working can be very hard if you're not positioned for it. Okay, so the ultimate of this video right here is just in like somebody's exercising fear. So fear is the number one tool that the devil will use to kill the game for you. Okay, the number one tool, the number one strategy that voice used to kill you, your spirits, is fear. And you want to be in the face of fear with confidence. You want to know, you want to believe that you can, and that you don't have two heads, and you can win this game like anybody else. Okay, hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. And please do me a favor, if you're brand new here, click subscribe button, click the bell right next to it. Right there's a red button, click it, right? And make sure you download the book, smartrealestateWholesaling.com. That's where you find the book. It's absolutely free if you want the PDF version of it. But it's also available on Amazon, audible.com, and as an audiobook. And take advantage of it, you know, and come on onto the website, smartrealestateWholesaling.com, and there's some other options there available for you as well. If you want my personal attention, go to the product page at smartrealestateWholesaling.com, click product at the top of it, and just pick the best option that's best for you. And hopefully you've been enlightened and educated, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.